Mm.
So I'm grading these extended response questions in Canvas, and I was like, let me just get a baseline. So I was just plugging like one student's extended response in, and that same week, Packback had caught a student who used AI generated text and flagged it. So I saw it because I asked to see moderated
Yep.
things. So because I got that, I saw it. So as I'm going through and what I'm worried about as a professor is that I'm not going to be able to spot it. Like, how am I going to know the difference? So I'm grading, and I'm putting these in. And of course, everyone's coming up below. And I'm like, oh, my students are so honest. They're so awesome. This is great. And then all of a sudden, I read a response and I'm like, huh? Because I was grading and everything sounded the same. Well, I shouldn't say the same. Everything sounded different until I got to this one response. And then I'm like, this doesn't sound right. And sure enough, I pop it in and it's like, hi. And I was like, yeah, I knew that. So it's like, all right. So I'm grading. And then I get to another response. And same thing, I got, huh? And sure enough, hi. So I was like, so what was really cool about it is it gave, the suite of tools gave me a tool as a professor that I spotted it. I know my students' voices. Like I've been teaching for 20 years. I know what a student voice sounds like in writing. This wasn't it. It was a bot. It was like talking to Data from Star Trek. Like this is not a student.
Mhm.
But with the GPT checker, I was able to get the rationale, the reason, and something in print. And then I was able to comment back to my students and say, hey, something's going on. This was just flagged for AI generated text. Come to office hours and talk to me about it. So I don't want to penalize them. So they both came in and talked to the students about it. We had a great conversation. And I was like, okay, I get where they're coming from. What they did. One was actually using what she thought was an authorized kind of tool. I can't think of what it was called now, but it was something like when I went onto the site, I was like, yeah, this is like to help you it was like Grammarly on steroids. It would give you'd write a sentence and then it would give you 3 other options for that sentence. And so she was clicking them. So she was putting in her work. She was trying to sound more academic and she was clicking on the sentences. And I told her, I was like, and I brought up 2 pieces of work. I brought up one from like 3 weeks ago and this one. I said, look at your voice here. Look at how strong this is. Your language is precise. You're saying something that I can really tell you're engaging with the text and what it is. And then I was like, this is just boring. And so she actually put something in the discussion post about how she used AI generated text and how, somebody told her it made her sound boring.